Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about organization again, and I've got a lot of people wanting to know some specific tips on organization, and we're going to get there. I have a list of things to talk about coming up in future videos, probably starting after this one. But we need to establish some foundations first, and that's why we did the video that I did last time, talking about the husband and wife dynamic and certain aspects of that. And so because that's basic beginning stuff. If you don't have some things straightened out now, at the very bottom foundation, no amount of advanced tips are going to be able to help you out of that hole that you're already finding yourselves in. So I hope that makes sense. So today we're going to talk about some more beginning foundations. And hopefully you can adjust from here. And then we'll talk about some more advanced tips. Now, keeping with the idea that an organized homestead is a functioning homestead, we're going to move on from there and establish these other basics. And that is routine, structure, and discipline. Routine, structure, and discipline. Say it with me. Routine, structure, and discipline. I see a lot of homesteads. People who call themselves homesteaders or just landowners in general out here, and their land, their homestead, their home is anything but organized. It's not even organized chaos. It's just chaos. So, and there's a difference, trust me. So we're going to go through these three things, okay? And we're going to talk about setting some things up so that you can get to this routine, structure, and discipline. And this is going to really help you going forward. Well, let's talk about routine first. What is your routine? You probably already have a routine. You probably get up every day, you brush your teeth, maybe you make your coffee, and you go through a series of things you need to do every single day when you get up and start your day. Well, all you need to do when it comes to a routine on a homestead is expand that out a little bit. You need to feed the chickens. You need to feed the animals or tend to the animals, water the animals. You need to probably water your garden. You may need to bring firewood in. Just things like that. You're going to have a number of things that you need to do on a daily basis that if you don't do them, things will stop functioning. Things will stop happening. Things that you need to happen will stop happening. And so all you need to do is establish that routine. And before we get into this, I know there's going to be a number of people who are like, but Zach, I'm just a free spirit. I just like to go by the seat of my pants. I just like to, go along, and whenever I see something that needs to be done, then I'll do it. That is a pipe dream. That is a fantasy land, okay? I know you like to think of yourself as a free spirit, but free spirits rarely get anything done. Free spirits rarely, achieve their goals. They probably don't even have goals. Understand that if you have goals, if you have an idea in mind of where you want to be 1 year, 3 year, 5 years down the road, you need to establish and keep a routine. Okay, so all these things you need to develop. What's your routine? Make a list of what this routine needs to be on a daily basis. And then you can incorporate in time slots other things that you need to do so that you can continue to prosper and move forward with new tasks, with new achievements, with new goals, and all of that can continue to progress. The second thing is structure, routine, structure, and discipline. So now we're on structure. What does structure mean? It means a timeline. So you have your routine. Part of that routine includes going out and watering the chickens. You're going to do that every day at this time. Let's just say 9 in the morning or whatever, 2 in the afternoon. You have your routine, the list of things that need to get done. Now you're going to put them in order. You're going to structure that routine in a way that you can get things done every single day at the same time of day. Now, I understand that things come up. I understand that your day gets interrupted. I get it. We're all there. And that's definitely will happen. You have plans for the day, and then the cow breaks down the fencing and is over at the neighbor's land, and now your day is completely ruined because it's going to take you at least an hour and a half to get that thing rounded up and back over to your place. And then you got to fix the fencing so it doesn't get out again. So your day is completely ruined. I get it. I've been there. I understand. Okay. So what you need to do and you need to understand is that even though those things will come up, you still need to have a routine and it needs to be structured so that on the days, because it's going to be most days, where something crazy doesn't happen, you can stick to that routine and you can stick to that structure and you'll get things done. And let me just speak from experience. I'm one of these people who struggle with this stuff. I mean, I was one of these people who were like, oh yeah, I'll just do what I need to do. But now I have lists. I have, a book, as I call it now, that I have to, go through and figure out, okay, what things need to get done and, what am I working towards? And there are lots of days where interruptions come up and I can't get to everything I want to get done. For the last week, I've been trying to get out to my water system, and I have some pre-filters that my water goes through before it comes into the house, because we filter everything once it's in the house, again, through the Berkey. But like the pre-filter system, as the water's coming in the house, I've been wanting to get out there for a week to change out those filters. But every day it seems like something comes up and I can't get out there and make that quick change. And then bring them in the house and scrub. I have alternates that I switch them out with and everything. Things are coming up. So I get it. I'm there. Okay. But again, I still have a structure and a routine throughout the day that I try to stick to. So routine, structure, and discipline. The structure is about having a timeline. Establish your timeline. Go through, develop your routine, and then put it in structure. Put it in a timeline. Now, discipline. Discipline is when everything goes haywire, and it will, you need to stick with your routine and your structure. On the days when you get up and you just don't feel like doing your routine according to the structure, you do it anyway. That's the discipline. It's like these guys, I saw a really cool meme the other day, and it made a lot of sense, cars and wealth and all these things, that people who are rich, you can buy all these things. Okay. But, like a physically fit body, especially in our day and age, is kind of rare. And that's the only thing you have to actually do the real work for. You can stumble into money and buy fancy cars and nice houses and whatever. But, a physically fit body today, especially with all the processed foods, it's the only thing you really have to work for. And it requires discipline. Okay. It requires a routine and structure for people who want to attain that, And so when it comes to building a homestead, you're trying to get this homestead to your allotted set of goals that you have made lists for and you have envisioned, and it's going to require you to be disciplined and to stick with it, especially on the days when you feel like just not doing anything. Now, I understand there's going to be days where you're sick and you're just not going to be able to do anything. But it's when you come through on those days because there's going to be a lot of days where you just feel like being lazy. It's easy to be lazy in our day and age, folks. Really easy, which is why so many people are lazy. So it's going to require you to be disciplined. Here's the reward. When it's all said and done, routine, structure, and discipline, if you stick to this, you're going to look back, even if you do a little bit of this each day. You establish a little bit of routine, a little bit of structure, and a little bit of discipline to keep you on track. You're going to look back one day and you're going to be amazed at what you've done. I know that's the case. I guarantee you that will be the case for you. So understand that sticking to this is so very foundational and important if we're going to get into other tips and tricks about organization here on the homestead. These two videos, the husband and wife dynamic and talking about routine, structure, and discipline are very foundational at making sure you're going to be successful when we talk about other stuff. There's one other thing I want to talk about. Number one, well, actually two things. One thing is stop making excuses. You're always going to come up with excuses. Stop making the excuses. And again, the reward's going to be you looking back and seeing everything you've accomplished and feeling this amazing sense of accomplishment and just pride at what you've built, And so I think that's important to make sure you don't make excuses. Also, understand this too. Don't be afraid to say no. Things are going to come up in your life that are going to try to derail you, but not on purpose. It's not going to be, an overt attempt to derail you in your goals. But that's what life does. Life throws at you a lot of things. and ulterior commitments to get you, the way it wants to lead you, the way the world wants to lead you. Don't be afraid to exercise your no muscle. Keep discipline. That's part of the discipline. Something comes up, hey, can you meet with us on Tuesdays? And we're going to do this, and we're going to get into that and that. And no, I actually have a routine for Tuesdays, and it's really important to me. There's a bunch of mosquitoes flying around here. And you say, no, I already have a routine for Tuesdays, and I can't get off of that. I have to maintain that because I have a goal I want to reach. And it's very important to me and my family that I reach these goals because their success, may depend on it. So don't be afraid to say no in this world that constantly wants to distract you from the things that you're doing, especially productive things. It's like you could be doing something productive for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, the days. You have a goal in mind, you're doing it, it's working, everything is coming together, and bang, you got this distraction, and now this distraction, and this distraction. No, say no. And I have a way to tackle this coming up in future videos. So stay tuned. It's one of my advanced tips that I learned a couple years ago I want to share with you. So stay tuned for future videos on this. All right, what do you guys think so far? These are the foundations. All right, we're going to talk about some advanced tips coming up in the videos ahead. So let me know what your thoughts are below. And guys, you homesteaders out there who have accomplished things, I'm speaking truth. Share your thoughts down below and ask or, give some of your pointers if you have them. People who are paying attention, people who really want to learn, they're beginning this journey. They desperately could use some advice, and your comment may give them the helping hand that they so desperately need. And I know what it's like to be desperate and to feel like you're climbing a mountain that just can't be overcome. I get it. So, all right, guys, love you. Leave a comment below. See you next time at the Homestead. Bye. Have you ever gone to a health food store and seen all those small bottles of probiotics in your cooler section? Man, can they be pricey. Are you really getting all you need to improve your gut health from those expensive bottles? How viable are they? Most of those products claim to give you between 8 and 15 strains of gut-healthy healing bacteria. Think of each strain of bacteria as a different factory in your gut. Each factory is responsible for breaking down that food in its own way. The more factories you have, the more the food is broken down and the easier the food is absorbed and digested by the body. A 2018 study published by the National Library of Medicine shows that one fermented head of cabbage can produce up to 114 strains of beneficial bacteria. That's a lot more food factories than you're getting from that expensive pill bottle. And that's just cabbage. Imagine the probiotics when you add garlic, onions, pepper, and more to that ferment. PerfectPickler.com and its home fermentation kits provide you with everything you need to get started making your own gut-healthy food factories from the comfort of your own kitchen. PerfectPickler.com even provides a jam-packed recipe book with many of our kits. Visit PerfectPickler.com and start fermenting your own veggies to begin your journey to better gut health. That's PerfectPickler.com. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the Homestead that we make here on the Homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.